In the news tonight, enterprising Barbadians stand to make money off Carifesta. Barbados agreed to the full movement of Caricom citizens. A St. Lucie man guilty of assaulting a number of women has been sentenced. And in Sports West Terrace are the new primary school football champs.
Broadcasting from our studios in the Pines, St. Michael, this is CBC NewsNight, starting now.
Good evening, I'm Lisa Broom. Thank you so much for tuning in. In our top story tonight, enterprising Barbadians will have an opportunity to make money during Carifesta 15. That's the word from Festival Director Carol Roberts. She says homegrown macro and micro businesses will earn extra income through providing various products and services during the Caribbean Festival, which will attract thousands of visitors to the island shores. While not giving a price tag on what it will cost Barbados to host Carifesta for a third time, Ms. Roberts says it is important to note that Barbadians stand to reap significant economic benefits. She made this clear at a Carifesta 15 media stakeholders briefing.
So we've sent out a call for transport providers. And so, the big transport companies will apply, but so too will a fella that has a coach in Brereton and St. Philip who can transport 36 people. And for 10 days, he is going to have guaranteed work. Seamstresses have to make them 500 costumes, but those 500 still walkers. And so they will have work. So yes, I could tell you the festival costs $1 million. It does not. But I'm also committing to you to giving you the story a bit later in the festival. When I can tell you how much it costs, but also show you the areas on the return on investment.
Ms. Roberts is also appealing to media partners to capture and tell all Carifesta 15 related stories that will help to market all aspects of the festival. And she's promising media partners and influencers all access to important information needed to get stories out to the masses.
Access granted. Whatever you want and whatever bit of information you want, yes, that is what we are here to do. So I invite you to partner with us in every way possible, every way meaningful, and every way beneficial, not only to Barbados, but to the region and to the people of the region, because we deserve it. Because this is a moment where, out of the last several years of climate change, economic anxiety, political anxiety and disruption, as Bob said, wars and rumors of wars. In this little part of the globe, there is something happening and something that will explode from August 22nd to 31st.
The Carifesta Village and Grand Market will be at Waterford in St. Michael. A 4-acre tract of land which once housed the Caribbean Broadcasting Union is currently being repurposed to host the Village and Grand Market.
So we've already put down the asphalt and whatnot. And on top of that, we're going to put a customized modular tent. So the Carifesta Village and Grand Market will be approximately 50,000 square feet, built out, purpose-built. The majority of it covered, at least 99% of it covered, on asphalt, well-lit, well-secured, and that is where the Carifesta Village and Grand Market is going to be.
Every participating country will have its own booth to display aspects of their culture and heritage.
And then there will be the massive Grand Market. Carifesta is all about buying trinkets, art, craft, fashion, and food. And so we have 350 booths, and as of yesterday we had sold 291. When I went to bed it was 284, and now it's 291. So 291, so that is going amazingly well. It also features a performing stage and space for 5,000 patrons to stand at any one time to view performances. Those performances will not only be the big name performances, but there will also be smaller groups, but very artistic and excellent groups also on stage. There will be daily film screenings.
The Barbados Community College will be one of the focal points for the upcoming Carifesta 15. The tertiary institution will highlight the skills and talents of Caricom youth during the highly anticipated Caribbean Cultural Fest. The role BCC will play in Barbados' hosting of Carifesta was announced during the unveiling of a mural at the college's Fine Arts Department. Anesta Henry has that story.
The Barbados Community College will serve as the vibrant youth village during Carifesta 15. Chair of the Board of Management of the Barbados Community College, Dr. the Honorable Alison Leacock, says that the college will be a hub where the energies, skills and the talents of the youth will be shared with the rest of the region and the world from August 22nd to 31st.
Our communication students, very talented, will be at the forefront, capturing and sharing the energy and the creativity of Carifesta. And they will be bringing alive with their eyes and their ears and their voices, amplifying our Caribbean voices, sharing in the stories from across the region.
Koiman Barbados partnered with the Barbados Community College as the site for its 2024 Paint Campaign mural. The artwork was created by visual artist Shane Eastman, also a Barbados Community College graduate. Dr. Leacock is extended gratitude to Koiman for its vision in an era that most people consider to be incidental.
For us here at the college, the arts and creativity are at our core, so this collaboration between the BCC, Shane, and Koiman Barbados is a testament to the extraordinary potential of that combination when education, artistry, and community converge.
Marketing officer at Koiman Barbados, Charlene Mullin, says the mural is the result of many talented hands and creative minds coming together.
Shane Eastman and his team have poured their vision, passion, and countless hours into bringing this masterpiece to life. Art has the power to transform spaces, to spark conversations, to remind us of who we are. I hope that every time we walk past this mural, we feel inspired, connected, and proud of what we have built together.
Mr. Eastman says the mural represents evolution.
I came to this school as someone who was passionate about creativity, but whose eyes were opened by many teachers and students that I have shared this space with and have caused me to, look to the horizon and see as far as I can see and know that there's more beyond that. Another symbol in the mural is that all the imagery looks to the horizon, and it's an evolution and a metamorphosis of change and development that we all do here at the school. So thank you for the amazing opportunity to express myself on these walls where I spend so many hours exploring and sharing my time with amazing creatives.
This is the third mural at BCC. Anesta Henry, CBC News.
The National Cultural Foundation is bringing its Junior Masquerade project to life once again in 2025. This year's edition of the annual project, which aims to preserve the cultural tradition of costume making and masquerading throughout various schools and community groups across the island, was launched at the Wesley Hall Primary School. Chief Cultural Officer at the NCF, Andrea Wells, is thanking the Sandy Lane Charitable Trust for sponsoring the initiative and understanding the value of nurturing young minds and helping them to find joy and identify in their heritage.
Your commitment to youth development and cultural preservation through your investment in the arts remains very commendable. We cannot overstate how vital that partnership is to the NCF and to the young people here who directly benefit from it. It's not just about sponsorship, it really is about legacy. What the Sandy Lane Charitable Trust has done and continues to do is create meaningful opportunities for the next generation of creatives to learn, to grow, and to express themselves through the powerful art form that we call masquerade. Your presence here, your tangible investment in this project, and in the event where we put it on display, Junior Kadumant, is a testament to your dedication to cultural continuity, to education, and to youth empowerment.
Project coordinator of the Sandy Lane Charitable Trust, Nikki Grant, says the trust is pleased to continue to support the project, which gives participants first-hand experience in masquerade. This year, the trust donated $25,000 to the initiative.
On behalf of the Board of Trustees at the Sandy Lane Charitable Trust, I want to express how proud we are to be the title sponsors once again this year. It's so nice we had to do it twice. This wonderful initiative speaks directly to our mission of investing in the development of youth across Barbados. And it's truly heartening to see how creativity and culture comes together here. We thank the National Cultural Foundation for the opportunity to partner with us on this meaningful work, and we look forward to seeing the amazing talent and spirit of youth on full display.
Well, the road is set and leads to the reunion Ultimate Flag Party on July 25th. And headliner Mikey Mercer promises an entourage of Bajan artists. Some of the top acts for this year's Crop Over season include Lil Rick, Allison Hines, Mr. Blood, Red Plastic Bag, Matt Fingal, and Lead Pipe and Sadis. He was speaking during a site visit earlier today.
We have the heavy hitters from this season. We have some heavy hitters from yesteryear in the surprises. You have to come. That's all I can tell you. You have to come, because even if some of the artists you've seen at other shows, you will not see them in the same light. You'll be seeing them a little different at reunion as well.
Well, Mikey says there will also be a new artist segment, similar to what has held for the last 2 years. A call has been put out once again, and already they've received 125 names and songs.
We ask the public to, suggest some of the newer artists and whatever song they would like to hear. We do our research, bang, 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 and we put together a nice segment to give them the exposure, because it isn't easy getting on some of the bigger stages for the season. So because we believe so much in Barbadian talent, we want to make sure, we're going to give them that opportunity and help them to grow. And you never know, you may see some mentorship coming out of it going forward as well.
Mikey says over the last 3 years, they've not had any incidents and promises an incident-free event with heavy security. And he reminds the public no heels are allowed at the venue. Well, Barbados, along with 3 other Caricom countries, have agreed to the full free movement of Caricom nationals from October 1st. That's the word from Chairman of Caricom, Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness, at the closing of the 49th Caricom Heads meeting. Belize, St. Vincent and Dominica are the others. Prime Minister Holness says the pace and scope of the implementation of the Caricom single market and economy was too slow, and the heads have agreed to do everything in their power to speed up the implementation.
I want to make clear that Jamaica remains committed to implementing full free movement in accordance with the treaty amendments, and we are also examining ways to speed up our own implementation. The fact is that due to our legislative framework and other considerations, we have had to move with greater consideration.
Coming up on Newsnight, we'll update you on the fate of a St. Lucie man facing a number of assault charges. A 50-year-old St. Lucie man has been sentenced to 24 months at Barbados Prison Service Dodds for a number of assault charges. Troy Anthony King of Freehill, Josie Hill, St. Lucie, pleaded guilty to wounding Moesha Moses with intent on July 14th. He also confessed to assaulting Linda Cumberbatch, occasioning her actual bodily harm on July 1st. However, he was not allowed to plead to wounding Janita Austin with intent on June 14th. King appeared before Magistrate Wayne Clark in the Holetown Magistrates Court today. He was sentenced to 18 and 6 months respectively. The sentences are set to run consecutively. A group of motorcycle enthusiasts are in full support of police cracking down on illegal bikers on the nation's streets. Representative for the group, Sergio Blackett, gave kudos to officers for extending the full arm of the law on those who run afoul. During a recently held news conference, Commissioner of Police Richard Boyce said officers will be cracking down on the bikes as some of them are being used in the commission of crime. Already, officers have begun taking some of them off of the streets.
I think that the police should do their job effective and efficient as they can, and if they have to do what they have to do, but you still have to understand people are going to ride their bikes. Most bikes that you think that are not insured or registered, they have people who bikes are straight. Everybody doesn't do certain things at certain times.
Mr. Blackett was speaking on a visit to the Sharon Primary School, where he and a group visited the St. Thomas School to give students a treat before the end of term. He says they wanted to show the students there is a different and safer way to use bikes and that it can be used in development to empower others and as a way of expressing oneself. Mr. Blackett has toured regionally and internationally with his bike skills and has lived in St. Lucia for a while, engaging in the bike culture there. He says he would like to see the bike culture evolve and have an official track in Barbados. And he says while they practice their stunts at various locations, they're looking for a permanent home to do so. He suggested a place in Bushy Park, St. Philip.
They're looking to get also an assistance, not financially, but some place where that it could be done properly and people could be taught how to do this in a correct way, that you don't get that narrative, because I don't think that the bikes is the problem. It's the mentality of some people and the way that they operate. So if you show them a different way and a better way of how to do it, you can go very far with it. Because I haven't traveled all over through riding bike life and this lifestyle, and Barbados is one of the only places that doesn't actually facilitate. There's no actual facilitation of motorsports on a motorcycle in Barbados.
The new Mental Health Act recognizes children and adolescents as a vulnerable group, and so it ensures that particular grouping receives age-appropriate, culturally sensitive and trauma-involved care. Word of this from psychiatrist Dr. Sherry-Ann Catwell, who was a guest on Morning Barbados. She stresses the Act protects their right to make decisions about their care with appropriate consent procedures.
So what we try to do is to speak to children in a simple, clear, concise form to ensure that they're well informed so they will be better able to make appropriate decisions about their care. And the Act prioritizes treatment in the least restrictive environment. So when I see children and adolescents who present with mental health issues or psychological issues, my first aim is not to admit them to hospital. If they could be treated at home in the care and comfort of their home or in their communities, that is the priority. Unless there are circumstances whereby I have concerns with respect to their safety, of their environments, or if they're at risk of harm to themselves or others, then I would consider admission to an inpatient mental health facility as a last resort.
Dr. Catwell says her aim is not to be paternalistic and force any particular option on children. She says rather they educate children about challenges they're having and why a specific course of action is within their best interest.
Oftentimes we do get resistance. I would say most times we get resistance. And I have children also. So I understand the hesitancy to have my loved ones be admitted to an inpatient psychiatric facility. But what we found is once you're empathetic, you communicate. It's all about communication and how you do it. And we find that we get better outcomes.
Sports Night is brought to you by Power In. Pause is power. And by Dasani. Live first, Dasani after.
Sports time now. Mark Seal is standing by in the sports studio. Good evening, Mark.
Good evening, Lisa. We're going to start with football. West Terrace Tigers have completed an impressive treble after capturing the Bico Primary School football title today with a win over defending champions Arthur Smith Wildcats. The Tigers, who had already secured the boys' knapsack athletics championship and the Herman Griffith Cricket Crown, added the football title in a thrilling final at Orange Hill. CBC's Anmar Goodrich Boyce reports.
The third place playoff was the appetizer, a match featuring George Lamin in the red and St. Cyprians. Handshakes to kick off proceedings, and then it was on to the action. But it only took one goal to settle the matter. Raquel May Aline Braffett finds a hole in the wall and curls this free kick into the corner. That's right, silences the crowd, and it proved to be the winner. George Lamin 1, St. Cyprian's Boys 0. That set the stage for the main course, the grand final, which had the billing of a blockbuster, with defending champions Arthur Smith in yellow up against the only remaining undefeated team, West Terrace Tigers, vying for the title. From the first whistle, the defending champs were under immense pressure. Neymar forward with a left-footed strike off the crossbar, and it ricochets away. It was all West Terrace in the first half, Arthur Smith failing to threaten the goal, and forward again being a menace to his markers, beating the challenge, and this time it floats over the bar. It was all squared at half-time, so let's go to the second half. And this was the first clear-cut chance for Arthur Smith. Tazario Holdemore can't believe that has stayed out. That brought about a shift in the game. Arthur Smith with momentum and Holdemore with an opportunity, but the free kick is saved brilliantly by Amir Watts. 5 minutes on the clock. This corner doesn't beat the first defender, and it breaks to the speedy Alex Jones-Eiffel. 24 hours after returning to Barbados from Nicaragua, representing the country at the NACA Championships, he shows no signs of jet lag and delivers a moment of magic. That is absolutely sensational. West Terrace 1, Arthur Smith 0, a fairy tale in the making. This was the final kick of the game, the full-time whistle, like music to the ears of West Terrace, who were champions after a thrilling final, with the celebrations continuing both on and off the field. And Mark Goodrich Boys, CBC Sports.
Barbadian surfer Tommaso Layson is into the final of the junior men's shortboard competition at the Pan American Surfing Games in Guatemala. Competing in Heat 1 of today's semi-finals, Layson finished second with an overall wave total of 7.04. He joins Romeo Chavez of Colombia, Chile's Raimundo Berry, and Argentina's Thiago Passeri in the final. Unfortunately, Rafael Gooden missed out in a place in that final as he finished third in his semi-final with a 4.63. He was behind the winner Passeri, who won with 9.3 points. Now tomorrow, Chelsea Tuak will be in action again in round 2 of the women's shortboard, while Noah Campbell will feature in the second round of the men's longboard. Moving on now to cricket, where Barbados are now a perfect 2-0 in the West Indies Rising Stars men's under 1950 over championship after defeating the Leeward Islands today at St. Paul's Sports Complex in St. Kitts. The Leeward under 19s batted first and were bowled out for 154 in 34.5 overs. Raphael Lovell took 3 for 19 and Damani Roach 3 for 33. Barbados under 19s replied with 156 for 2 in 25.3 overs to win by 8 wickets. Mackay Greenwich top scored with 85, that included 10 fours and 2 sixes, while the skipper Joshua Dorn was unbeaten on 42. Barbados' third round fixture is against Jamaica, and that'll be on Saturday.
Celebrate our young people doing incredible things. That's the call from Minister of Energy and Business, Senator Lisa Cummins, as she addressed the awards ceremony of the Youth Energy Entrepreneurship Challenge at the Sorla House in Queen's Park today. Trevor Thorpe tells us more.
Parents are being called on to encourage and support the endeavors of their children. It's coming from Minister of Energy and Business, Senator Lisa Cummins. Speaking at the awards ceremony of the Youth Energy Entrepreneurship Challenge, she said too often only the negative things of young people are highlighted.
The ones that are doing the wrong thing will find their way onto the front page of the newspaper. I am calling on us to celebrate our young people doing incredible things. Especially on this day, where every person's phone is going off the hook right now, with persons who want to move their children from one school to the next and from this school to the next because of perceived notions of which is a good school versus which is not a good school. These are exceptional students who are doing well and growing, blooming where they are planted.
Senator Cummings said Barbados is among the leaders in the renewable energy transition initiatives and called for a deeper involvement from young people.
I would love to be able to see Barbados evolve as that hotbed of innovation in energy transformation in order for Barbados to become that global leader as well in energy transition innovation led by our youth. We also are the Ministry of Business. And if you were to develop those transitional technologies, if you were to develop those innovations, if you were to develop those new business models, this is the Ministry of Business. And we have an MSME strategy, an MSME policy, which is aimed at developing and supporting small businesses. It is our intention then to make sure that together on the business side of the ministry, paired with the energy side of the ministry, that we bring those two things together.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Energy and Business, Kevin Hunt, gave some background to the challenge.
The Youth Energy Entrepreneurship Challenge was designed to inspire you, secondary and tertiary level students, to think boldly, to think creatively, even to think collaboratively. You were challenged to develop a business plan for the solar house, to reimagine its purpose, its services, and how it can generate value using sustainable energy principles. The challenge had two core aims. One, to raise awareness of the utilization of renewable energy and sustainable building design in our everyday lives. And two, to cultivate a spirit of entrepreneurship, teamwork, and problem solving among our nation's youth.
The results of the initiative among the students are very encouraging and bodes well for the thrust towards a renewable energy future. Trevor Thorpe for the Business Report.
Barbadian Andrew Payne is the new local franchise holder of Steamatic, an international cleaning operation headquartered in Texas. It came about through a franchising initiative portfolio of Export Barbados.
Franchising is a unique way to take the uniqueness about your business and share it with the world. And I think a lot of other businesses in Barbados need to look at franchising as an option. The more of us that get into this thinking, the more we can share experiences and move our businesses from out of Barbados into the region.
The company official says Steamatic is more than a steam cleaning company.
Our goal is we've built a strong base here and we've gotten a lot of momentum forward, and we want to push that into the region. So we've been doing a lot of the traditional cleaning, but however we get then into you don't call us unless something really, really went wrong. But we do have like day-to-day service like steam cleaning, where the name Steamatic came from. We were one of the first companies to introduce the steam cleaning technology when it pioneered in Texas.
Sports Night is brought to you by Power Inn. Pause is power. And by Dasani. Live first, Dasani after.
Let's head back over to the sports studio. Mark is standing by with the second half in sports. Mark, you promised us basketball.
Indeed, and it's first. PhD Hoops out of the USA are the winners of the senior division of the Barbados Basketball Festival 2025 by getting over the local club champions, Burger King Clapham Bulls, in the final played at the Wildy Gym. As we hear from CBC's Anne-Marie Burke, there were 26-point winners.
The senior title was either going to stay here in Barbados or head out on a plane to the USA. Bulls in the orange carrying the local charge up against PhD Hoops. And Hoops set the signal early. They meant business. And the first basket was theirs thanks to Isaiah Smith with this nice jumper. Bulls, of course, will go on the immediate offense. And the man who pressed through the defense was Kemar Ben. Hoops on the move again, carry Herrick to Smith, who then finds one of their point men, Connor Miller, and he delivers the first big one of the game. Bulls had fallen a bit behind in the first 15, but they had shining moments. Simeon Maynard with a solo play, the spin move in the lane that ultimately added to the score. but Hoops had a double the points lead and would end the first 15 in the driver's seat. That 3 from Kevin McNicholas, and they would end the first up 20-10. On the back foot, the Bulls installed the White House-style defense. Hoops struggling to break through, and then Maynard gets the steal and is on the breakaway, dancing through to get the layup. Heading back up court again, Rashid to Simeon. Simeon back to Rashid. The Maynard combo does the trick this time, off the glass. But Hoops were not going to give in to the Bulls' charge. Cartavion Wilder drains a big one. Hoops extended that 10-point lead to a 12-point lead by the half. Smith, one of their key contributors. Hoops lead 41-29. Shooting down court now and looking to cut that deficit, Bulls started to organize a bit better. A nice reverse layup from Darion Hurley. Bulls on the move again. Hurley pulls up at the arc. It's off the rim, but there's Jamon Phillip with a mop-up job. But after building up a major lead, Hoops were not going to let the title be snatched from them. This play was all Jackson Mays. And despite Bulls now only down by 9, Hoops with just 1 quarter to go still had the title in their grasp, up 58-49. Still in striking distance, Bulls had all hands on deck, and watch as Maynard puts the finishing touches on this play. But you know Hoops would not give up that edge for nothing. They're 2 passing around the ball before making a way for baskets. Mays just beating the shot clock. That's more in the bank. Up court we go again. Mays in possession, settling before he finds Miller, who goes for it, but stops short to find Luka Davis at the arc. Boom! The big bucks being cashed in again. Hoops with the foot on the gas now and not easing up. There's Davis again. So nice, he did it twice. But the icing was already on the cake. Hoops making no mistake. The bench is on their feet, and the final seconds are counting down. The buzzer goes. PhD Hoops are the senior champions of the Barbados Basketball Festival, defeating Bulls 91-65. The title is leaving local shores. Anne-Marie Burke, CBC Sports.
Thanks, Anne-Marie. And in the other finals, Queen's College were the under-14 champs as they defeated Basketball Camp for Champs from out of Switzerland 50-48. While in the under-19 competition, the champions were PhD Hoops Juniors, as they were 76-72 winners over the Sports Council's Combined School Tridents. In road tennis, there is a call for more inclusivity when it comes to the promotion of this island's indigenous sport, road tennis overseas. This from the island's top female player and world #1, Kim Holder, as she spoke to Anne-Marie Burke.
Kim Holder is the most decorated female road tennis player on the island. Actually, she's the women's world #1. Yet, little opportunity is afforded her to be a major player in the international missions aimed at promoting the sport beyond these shores. With a sport that includes all genders, ages, and physicality, Holder says she's upset about being overlooked time and time again, especially as she has proven to be among the best.
I have over 30 championships, and they're just looking past me all the time and say, well, I'm too big to promote road tennis, and they're looking for slim periods and things. But yet when they go overseas and I ask them questions, who's the #1 player? First thing they're saying, I can't make it. How do they know that I can't make it when nobody don't call me? For me, promoting a sport, you promoting a sport is out there on media all over, saying men, women. Well, I could put it that age doesn't matter because everybody playing the sport. Men, women, masters, juniors, what. But you can't be trying to promote a sport and just taking away 2 guys. Promote the sport, you have men, women, masters, juniors. It's a whole form of look of semi-body. You understand? But just the man getting the spotlight.
With the passion to ensure that road tennis is kept alive and that the younger players achieve the highest standards, Kim has in the pipeline an academy to help hone the skills of the youth.
Actually being #1 and #1 for years, my further goals is to become original and an international road tennis coach that later on I can open my own foundation. I want to involve more children, especially people that just want to be part of the sport, love the sport more, and just further, just give back to what he can do.
And like any champion, she has these words of advice for those wanting to get into road tennis.
Just come and be yourself. Come and enjoy the sport. It's a fun activity, healthy sport. Don't let nobody discriminate you or stop you from doing what you want to do, and you have to believe in yourself.
So all that's left to be said is do not overlook a champion. Include Kim. Anne-Marie Burke, CBC Sports.
And that's news for tonight. On behalf of the entire team, thank you so much for tuning in. Good night.